Good morning. Sitting here, might as well do a quick little thing on the Ford Mach-E. So something I wasn't aware of, and now I am. When you want to turn your light switch, it will actually say if it's on or off. If you're confused about what these icons might mean, this right here with the A, this means that they'll automatically turn on or off based on a computer's opinion of fantasy. I don't trust computers. If you do, I guess that's why you're buying this car. I don't recommend this car at all. It's absolute garbage technology. Car manufacturers do not manufacture good quality cars with safety and things. Now they just manufacture garbage like this, and they have things and sensors. This car has more sensors and consideration into building technical computer stuff than it does into function. So this is an unfunctional rear view mirror. You can barely see out the back. The back's all tinted, and the seats block the mirror, and the shape of the mirror is different than most obvious, older models that had functional safe rear view mirrors. So you need about this much more right here. This is all blind spot. You cannot use this to safely drive. These are very unsafe little teeny mirrors compared to the average mirrors are more like that. And so you're seeing more. And so even though you can obviously see out this mirror, and you could see that there's not a car parked, say for instance right next to me, you actually would not be able to see a car that was literally right here. And all of this is too much of a blockage. If you try to turn to look, chances are you won't be able to see quick enough due to this major blockage. Everything in here is so small and compact. So you're not gonna, if you're a real Ford Mustang driver, pole position driver, bought a car because you wanted a sports car and you wanted to drive like a sports car driver, this is not the car for you because you're just gonna wreck. On that same note, yeah, all torque, that's what electric cars do. They have no noise, they have no warning, they have no, a lot of safety procedures, like I said, or safety things, like it's very unsafe. If you press this pedal, you're going to go 0 to 100 in a few seconds. That means most people aren't going to be able to control the wheel. It's just going to right off into the left. You're going to go from here into that tree in 1.1 second. That's how quick. And I'm not saying that you can't let go of the gas pedal, but anyway, so the range 255. In order for you to put the equivalent of fill up your tank of gas, it can take you about 2 hours. At the very quickest, let me be clear here, at the very most expensive, the very quickest chargers that you can use and get in America, this is going to charge you. And this is a brand new car. This has 18 miles on it. It's a brand new car. Is going to take you about 2 hours for a 2024 brand new Ford Mustang Mach-E garbage car. Will take about 2 hours to charge. You'll get 255 miles range. Now, for a lot of you that, leave once a week to go get your yogurt or, go to the yoga place and, whatever, and you just need to carry your yoga mat or something, that'll fit just fine in the front thing. And there's a lot of room in the back. Yeah, to be positive, it's very comfortable for a passenger. If you're going to do a ride share or have somebody that you care about and their comfort in the back, then that is the number one best thing about this, because the seats are very comfortable and when I say passenger, it's only the passenger. Only the passenger, because the driver's seat is horrible. It's very uncomfortable, and it's got all of these complicated gauges that do everything besides just, send it straight back and go forward. And you could spend 10 minutes trying to get some kind of position to be able to try and figure out how to look through this rear view mirror before you figure out it's not you. It's just the design of the car is just so bad that you're not going to functionally be able to really enjoy it. This big garbage thing here, as cool as it would have been 30 years ago for us all to have a nice little laptop or some big giant thing like that to watch, whatever. This is garbage. And of course, anybody who's aware when you're driving, you probably want to notice that building in front of you and not all this garbage. And like all of this garbage in technology, it'll be constantly, hey, look over here. We want to tell you about stuff and things and whatever. Aren't you interested in stuff and garbage? And we're Ford. We want you to look over here. Oh, look over here. Sign up, go spend, tens of thousands of dollars on our garbage mobile, which is absolutely designed like very badly. Okay. You're not going to have one single person who's going to be able to walk up to this car and just get in it. Not one single person, once they get in, going to figure out how to get out. You know how stupid you're going to look, every single person? You know how embarrassing, how boring, how awkward, how dumb you're going to it's just going to irritate you. Maybe you're not going to feel any of those things. Maybe you don't care about those things. Okay. I care about getting in a car that only goes a couple hundred miles. Now, to sum that up to all you yoga mat people, like I said, that actually means 2.5 hours. That means not too, okay, at the very minimum of 65 miles an hour, 4 hours, so average driver is going to be filling this thing up 3 or 4 times a day. This is a hobby mobile. This is a little toy joke garbage thing that you buy your wife or something, like I said, to drive around town for a yoga mat. Any man that gets seen driving in this car should be ashamed or embarrassed. I have this for work reasons, and I have to have it. It's an obligation for work reason. It's literally have to get this particular brand, this particular car from this particular company for my work. I would never recommend any electric vehicle. I don't like most new vehicles, and I definitely would not recommend this vehicle because it's the last thing that this is a Ford Mustang. It's just some plastic garbage. I like that vegan leather stuff or whatever this stuff is. It feels like memory foam, but it's way more like kind of feels like durable. But of course, it's a brand new car, so maybe that stuff will all turn hard and brittle in a few months. I'm sure the paint and different things and stuff will be chipping off and deteriorating daily. Cars like this, most of it is 3D manufactured. It's literally made out of a printer. And in third world countries, and Mexico is probably the most civilized country in the world that's making this thing. And what I mean by of all the places that this car came from, all the foreign countries where, Ford Mustang comes from, because this is not an American manufactured car. Of course not. Made by foreigners. Learn your history. Ford has been in the Amazonian rainforest in South America and Mexico for 100 years. They use slaves. Everything about Ford and Firestone is slave servitude corporation, and you support that and you look the other way. So I hope you sleep well at night when you buy your slave car that was made in Mexico. This car, no, nothing's made anywhere. Everything is assembled by thousands and thousands of parts and tens of thousands of workers. One worker probably made this indentation and put this little symbol inside of this thing. Another worker put this steering wheel cover on the steering wheel. Another worker. These are assembly plants. Each one of a thing gets assembled and put together by one single person, and then somebody else does the next assembly. There is nobody in the planet that built this car. Can you imagine that? The old white America, yep, racism here, used to build and manufacture things. It's not because I'm white or a racist, it's just because that's the actual historical fact. And then they, redistributed that work and education throughout the world. And one or two smart geniuses figured out we don't have to actually teach our children anything. We can just teach them how to buy and control slaves, and we will have them manufacture stuff everywhere. And nowhere there is not one single person that can just go build this car that works for Ford anyway. Now, me, him, the other guy, somebody else, a real American manufacturer, yes. An American manufacturer can actually manufacture whatever this vegan leather is in their garage. And then the American manufacturer can buy their own 3D machine, and they could put these little stupid buttons in and paint and all that. And a real American manufacturer can actually seriously manufacture a motor, and they can manufacture an oil tank, a reservoir, a tubing, and everything that this is could have been made in America, and it could have been made by a mom, a pa, and their children at home. Where is that business? Is there any business in the world that manufactures their own automobiles? Because if you go to Cuba and third world countries like that, that's still standard. Those people, cultures, as in poor, normal people still that aren't so-called civilized, no, they still know how to manufacture their own tools. They know how to manufacture their own cars. They know how to manufacture everything. So this garbage, yeah, made in Mexico, made in China, made in Singapore, made in Italy, whatever third world countries you can name off that I can't, Bangladesh, India, I don't know, Pakistan, places you never heard of. That's where this car probably came from. And like I said, the old original Fords, they all came from South America and the Amazon rainforest and stuff in weird places, where there's no witnesses. I didn't really have anything positive to say about this car, so it was just me sitting here. I just don't like, I'm, crammed into the, little box thing. And I just wanted to focus on these sensors and how absolute garbage it is that I spent about 2 hours. I want to mention that one more time. I spent about 2 hours to get this charged up to 254 miles. My bank, like all smart banks, absolutely immediately flagged the charging machine as a fraud and canceled the charge order thing because it doesn't trust these scam company little charger things are fraudulent and probably steal your credit cards and stuff. So my bank, Chase, definitely did not allow me to connect to this machine to charge this car at one of these charging stations. The charging stations may be